Hey, welcome back. It's Nick Fong with Ronival Real Estate. Super excited to be introducing a new member to our team, Cid Chacon, one of our real estate agents. I'm going to interview him. You're going to learn a little bit about who he is. And oh, by the way, I'm in Casa Vista Hermosa, located in the Pedregal. It's one of the houses that we manage, and we're going to do the interview in this wine cava. Casa Vista Hermosa has their own private label tequila, and soon they're going to have their own private label Bordeaux wine. All right, so we're in Casa Vista Hermosa, in the wine cellar, in the cava. Cid Chacon, welcome.
Thank you very much, Nick. I'm excited to be here.
Well, Cid, tell everyone who you are. Where are you from?
Well, that's a great story to tell, Nick. Okay, it's a loaded question. Although I was raised in Los Angeles, I wasn't born there. Okay, my mom and dad, my dad was a captain for Aeromexico. My mom was a stewardess back in the day, a little romance in the air, 1967, so to speak, right? And in those flights, international flights, she learned of underwater birthing techniques, and that's why I was born in the city of Guadalajara. That's where she found a clinic that did that. La Clínica de las Américas doesn't exist anymore. As a matter of fact, my sister was born there as well, but we don't know very much about Guadalajara at all. She lived in Mexico City at that time, and later on we moved to Los Angeles when I was 3 years old. Yeah. So that's why I was born over there, raised over there, 23 years of my life.
So 23 years in LA, by way of Guadalajara, in water.
Yeah.
And now you live on the water.
And
You're
now
here in Cabo.
I've never been far from the water, Nick, that said, right? So I think whatever she did, her whole purpose, I've always lived by the coast. Okay. I can't get far from the water at all.
So you're a recent addition into the Ronival Real Estate team. What did you do before getting into real estate?
Well, ironically, my mom, as a single mom, raised two kids on her own, and one of the things that she did was we went to the flea markets on the weekends to make ends meet. So sales, for some reason, has always been a part of my life, and I just really didn't like it at first. It really wasn't part of it. But coming out of high school, I found the opportunity to start working with a realtor, Ricky Perez, and he kind of gave me my in, and that's really what put me into real estate right out of high school. So I shortly got my license after that. I started working with Century 21 Casablanca, and that was where my eyes were opened up to resort sales, destination sales. I learned that a lot of Americans and Canadians were retiring from the Los Angeles area, right, and going to Mexico, right? Puerto Vallarta, going to Ajijic, the Lake of Chapala, and that's kind of really what started it all for me in that respect.
And when you got started, you were telling me off camera that you actually had Mike Ferry as a real estate coach, and now Tom Ferry, his son, is our coach.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to meet Tom, he posted a picture up the other day. He goes, how old are we in this picture? I think that was in the early 90s, better said, right? Because that's when I met Tom and Mike. Wow. I remember Tom being there with his dad, working side by side with his other brother as well, because there's two brothers, right, and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of interesting for the baton to have been passed and to learn a lot. And it's also really great to see that a lot of the stuff that worked back then still works today. You know, in the end, sales is about, you know, meeting people and making those connections and helping them understand what it is that their needs are, right? Helping them get what they want.
Absolutely. So Cid, how many years has it been in Cabo for you?
In Cabo, well, I arrived January 2002. So basically this coming 21, it'll be 19 years even, right? Yeah, so we're looking at almost 20 years now. Okay. Here in the area.
And it wasn't real estate in the beginning when you came to Cabo?
Well, no. What drove me to Mexico originally and got me to know Mexico was that real estate. But in that real estate transition, I learned a lot more about resort sales. And it was the Velas Vallarta company that in Puerto Vallarta, I became their corporate representative. They offered full ownership, fractional ownership, and of course timeshare as interval ownership, as you know it today. And that is what brought me to Cabo. I was opening up sales rooms for different resorts back then, helping the destination grow basically. And I'm proud to say that I've seen it grow up. It's over 10 times bigger than what it is today. Yep. So it's quite amazing to see such a beautiful place develop.
Yeah, and you actually took a pause from resort sales and got
back into real estate again.
Mortgage business?
Mortgage business, yeah. So in the last decade, in the early 2000s, around 2002, 2003, I told my wife at the time that, hey, you know what, I believe that we're seeing a wave here, like in the 70s in Hawaii. We really need to get on this wave, in front of it, before it passes us. And so that's when we both decided, we took a big breath and jumped right in and created 3 different companies, a mortgage company, a real estate sales, and of course a property management company. And it was very successful. What can I tell you? It was very exciting.
Yeah. And you took a pause from it, you're now back into it. Where do you see the real estate market now in Cabo and throughout the Baja, for that matter?
Throughout the Baja? Well, it's interesting because what happened in the last decade, a lot of folks had gotten to know Cabo San Lucas for the very, very first time. And financing options were really kind of becoming more and more popular back then. And so allowed a lot of folks to really discover the Baja in many ways and become a part of the Baja. And because of the boom that we experienced, I believe, in that last decade, it's really helped out this decade, right? And even with what the whole world has experienced in this year, in the last few months, more and more folks are valuing their lives, they're valuing their time and how they spend it. And it really comes down to that, and creating moments and memories. And so I believe, as you know, we've been experiencing a lot of interest, a lot of phone calls, a lot of people wanting to see, even virtually, the Baja. So I believe that we're about to experience another bit of growth as well. So I'm really excited about that. And it's one of the reasons why I'm here working with you, Nick. You know?
Well, Cid, I'm super excited for you to now be on the team. I know it's only been a few months, but I know you're making some great contacts. You have a huge database of people during the resort time that you served. If any of you are interested of getting hold of Cid Chacon, what's the best way to do that?
Well, you can always contact me via cell phone, WhatsApp, or direct call, right? Remember, it's a Mexico number, so you got to dial that, 521. It's 624-191-2823. And of course, you can always email me at cchacon@ronival.com.
Perfect. Well, this is Cid Chacon, and this is Nick Fong with Ronival Real Estate. Bye for now.